Hey, welcome everybody to the DBC Inc. Thursday night Facebook Live. Look who I have with me. Tara Martin is here in the house.
Hey, everyone.
Tara, it is so good to have you join me today.
So happy to be here. Sorry I missed last week. Chiefs.
That's all right. And by the way, first of all, if you are listening, joining us, please throw your name over in the comments. We'd love to see who's here with us. Let us know where you're listening from. And so that way we can, and by the way, I will be able to actually read your comments when they come in, because I brought along I told you last week I was going to bring along my readers today, and I did. And so I have them. I also told you I'd have a podcast out by this episode, and that hasn't happened, but I do have a topic, and Tara can actually verify that I have a topic because I had her already create the graphic for it.
You did.
She created that graphic about 5 or 6 days ago, and it's still not out. So
we'll get there.
We'll get there.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think I know maybe where I want to start, Tara.
Go for it.
I think where I want to start is, look at this hair. Brand new haircut. I love it.
What do you guys think? I'm loving it. It's so light and oh, this is so cute. I don't have it fixed as cute as it was yesterday because I just went on a walk with Honey, but I'm digging it. It's so fun. And I've not had this short of hair since my sophomore year in high school.
Hey, Yesenia's here. Good to see you. A different campus this school year. I need to win more books.
There you go.
You need to take more books to your new colleagues. You got to introduce them to DBC Inc. books. Just show them what's up. Tell them what's up, where they can find all the good stuff. Yeah, so good to see you in the Facebook Live. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, no, I am. Whenever a person tells you, hey, I think I'm going to do something different with my hair, it scares me, because I remember the last time you did something different with your hair and like you weren't very happy with it. So it always scares me. But then as soon as I saw this one, I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks fantastic. So yeah.
Thank you. It's fun. It's fun. Yeah, it's been 20 years since I've had my hair this short. So kind of fun.
20 years. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And it actually wasn't quite this short in those pictures. So I was like, oh, this might be the shortest I've ever had it. Excited.
Yeah, for sure. Much more probably low maintenance. Yeah.
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 Well, even if I curl it, which I fixed it earlier, I've just been outside with my dog for a long time, so it's not really fixed for tonight, but it takes way less time. Way.
Oh. Donna's here. So Donna, I have to tell you something about your Facebook messages the last 2 weeks. And here's what it is. It's like, now, Donna, you have become my accountability partner, because last week I was I kind of forgotten about it. And then I saw your message about it, and it's like, oh my God, Tara, make me a link. I know you can't be there, but like, make me a link. I'll jump in there and do it. And then this week you said the thing like, guess what, this Thursday, guess what that means? And I'm like, oh my gosh, Tara, there's Facebook Live tonight. Make the link. And so you have been my accountability partner to make sure that we get back into this. We took basically a lot of the summer off from Facebook Lives on Thursday, and now we're back on it again. And so, but your messages have been helpful in that way. So thank you. Yeah, so good. The other thing that, the other thing is, last week we talked about some of the projects, or one of the projects, the Naomi O'Brien book that had just come out. What I have loved to see since we had that conversation is how many times I've seen teachers using that in their classroom, like especially I see it on Instagram stories and things like that, where they have been reading the book to their class and the students have been loving it. And the interactive nature of teaching some essential reading skills in that way, where the kids are kind of trying to solve something, and it's kind of like a little puzzle, a little riddle that they're trying to solve. And they're having fun and they're interacting with the book, and the whole time it's about phonological awareness. And so it's kind of like sneaking in learning. And I'm all about that concept of kids having so much fun in class that it's like I have a thing in my keynote where I talk about that, where kids at some point, sometimes during the lessons, are thinking to themselves like, oh, wait, he's teaching us. Like, I wasn't going to learn today, like that sneaky man, and trying to sneak it in there on the side in the midst of all that fun. In fact, I have something in the book that's in the actually a later edition of the book. We made some changes. It's called the Reese's effect. And that's what this is about. And there's a quote from Quinn Rollins, who wrote Play Like a Pirate, as serious learning can be seriously fun. And I talk about, like, do not fall for that false dichotomy that either your class is about learning or it's about fun. Not only can those go together, they go better together. I call it the Reese's effect, right? And so when you can combine learning and fun together, it just makes such a powerful experience for kids.
For sure.
I said I was going to read these comments, and then now, like, okay, maybe let's see who is saying what. Oh, you're popping up there.
I got you.
Yes. Okay. So the next thing, so Tara, I thought that maybe something that we could chat about was, in one way, we're both going through a similar situation. And that's learning how to take a couple steps backwards in order to go forward. And for me, this has come through, I haven't been able to run.
Yeah.
Haven't been able to even hike, walk. I've had some plantar fasciitis issues with my foot. And so I've been doing some cycling at the gym, and I can't do the normal activities that I'm doing. And I'm trying to, like, go, okay, well, what is it about this that's good? What could be possibly a benefit to this? So maybe I'm learning to add some more variety to my workouts. Maybe I can, I'm doing some exercises now with my feet and calves and things like that, which are going to be hopefully make me be able to run more injury-free in the future. And I know you've kind of been experiencing the same thing as you come back. Like, you went from doing these incredibly intense CrossFit workouts and deadlifts and squats and all these crazy things. And now you've got stuff on your Instagram story where you got a couple of small dumbbells in your hand and you're doing some basic exercises, but you're going backwards in order to eventually go forwards. So how's that process been for you?
Yeah, it's been, I feel like when you go through, first of all, it's kind of hard. Sometimes when you look at the workouts, you're just like, man, this is nothing. But honestly, I feel like going through the summer of multiple, if you've not been around, you don't know what happened. I went through multiple surgeries, 3 months, a bunch of IV antibiotics, hospital stays. It's just yuck. But when you kind of go through that and you have nothing, literally nothing for a long time, something feels better than nothing. And so I think my perspective really changed, and I found myself just celebrating. Like, I get to walk 200 yards today, or I get to walk 400 yards today. And I ran a mile the other day, walk. And I got to use 15-pound dumbbells today. And I was just, every little step of the way, it's been, humbling, but also in a way, like, exciting, and being able to use my body in the way that I love to be able to do it. And so even this morning, somebody said, 15 pounds, like you're usually using like 35-pound dumbbells. I'm like, I know, but it felt so good to move my body. I wasn't too sore. I felt really, nothing was hurting. And my internal wound wasn't feeling like it's going to bust out again. It's just, you just gain a new perspective when you do that. And I think it's good for a lot of us to, it don't have to go through a health scare. I don't recommend that. I think anybody should have to do that. But, it humbles you, and you realize how appreciative you are of the things that you used to get to do, but you don't, at first I was dwelling on the things I used to get to do. And I'm glad I changed my mindset, because I think I would be really sad and disappointed, and I'd be set up for still feeling like a failure right now. And honestly, I feel really good right now. So I'm grateful that I went ahead and switched my mindset. Like, okay, you got to get that beginner's mindset again. You're going to have to go, what this feels like, because you've done this before. So you're just going to have to go back there and work your way back up.
Yeah, I think it's kind of interesting how quickly we take things for granted. that have become like a part of our life. And then when they're taken away, all of a sudden you realize like, oh, like that was something that I was taking for granted that was super important to me. And now like I'm missing it.
Like, I'm gonna do
I
it
feel
now.
that way not only with the running, but even like the walking. It's like just kind of this. No, I didn't think I was ever going to be in a spot. I thought, well, maybe I'll have like a running injury, but like not being able to like walk, like hike and stuff like that was it's like crazy. And it also kind of gives you that level of some empathy for
Yeah.
people that are at the start of their journey. And when you sometimes you forget what it's like to start one of those journeys, right? And then when you get thrown back there, all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, yeah. And like, it gives you a new perspective. And when you're looking at other people who are just beginning their journeys too.
Yeah, I think I told you this the other day, but I noticed people that I think are at the onset of their journey, like at the gym. I've been going to the to the Crunch gym. It's just like a general gym. And I'll see people that I can tell they're at the beginning of their journey. They look insecure. You can tell that they are just like, please don't anybody look at me,
A little uncomfortable in the
Yeah,
space.
I'm
Yeah.
feeling like this. I'm like holding these 5-pound dumbbells, and I told you this. I just feel inspired to like cheer them on. Like, hey, you're doing a good job. I just wanted to tell you you're doing a good job because it's as a coach, I love doing that anyway. But it definitely has given me a new perspective of what it feels like to be there. Like, of course, I'm always cheering them on and watching them grow, and I'm excited about it. But I think I forgot how bad it feels sometimes, and how sore you can be. And you didn't even do that big of stuff. And you're like, how am I this sore? I can't walk. But yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely, when you get to that point where it's like, oh, I don't want to go out the door and do this run today. Like, oh, like, and I was complaining, whining, it's cold in the morning or whatever it might be. And now, like, I'm looking back at that, like, I would kill to go out on that cold morning and go do a run right now. So, definitely, I think it's going to be something that hopefully flips my mindset once I get back into it.
For sure. And I think this relates just to life in general. I've been thinking a lot I write in my journal every day about this journey and like growing from it. But I feel like it relates to education. It can relate to anything, right? There are lots of times where we do stuff because we've always done it that way, and we get really used to it. And then something kicks us back and we have to like rethink things and try. Maybe it's a student, like maybe it's just a specific student and you've never dealt with quite this situation. And so going back and taking it slow and going back to the beginning of like, how do I figure out what the student needs to be able to support them and build those supports for them along the way, and struggling through the process, but also learning so much from it and gaining those new levels of empathy. I mean, it only can help us because we're always working with people. And as long as we're breathing, that's what we'll probably be doing. And so it's always helpful to like be able to see things in a different way.
Yeah. I think another thing that we've discussed between the two of us is this idea that no matter where you are along the journey, what really feels good is just knowing that you're making progress. Like, so even if you're at the very, very beginning, but you see some sort of progress, some sort of growth, it's like so powerful and motivating. And it could be, you could have just like the furthest distance possible to go on your journey, but just the fact that you're one step further than you were the day before, or one rung up the ladder higher, it's like so motivating just to see that like consistent progress.
So true. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Like, I think that's why I can be so excited about something so like quote unquote small for me, because it's a little bit bigger than what I was doing yesterday. And it's just this week I'm doing a little bit more than what I was doing last week. And today I'm doing way more than I was doing 5 weeks ago when I was on bed rest. So, I just keep always seeing just a little bit, climbing that ladder, just a little bit.
Yeah. Well, in the, I mentioned earlier in the show about I had talked about some of the projects that were coming up and the Naomi book that just came out. We actually had quite a little gap there. We had Lead with Collaboration with Allison Absey and Jessica Gomez, and then Naomi O'Brien's book was the next project. And it just it's like it was a little bit fortuitous because you were having your health concerns over the summer. And so it was actually like it had nothing, like our gap in book releases had nothing to do with your health situation, but it was in fact pretty good timing for that, right?
Yes.
And now there's kind of like some things they're in the queue, they're lined up, and we're going to start like coming out swinging with both hands in the fall
all the way
here.
to Christmas.
Yeah. So
I think
between now and say Thanksgiving, maybe early December, we're going to have several new projects coming forward, and we're so excited to share them with you. These are some projects that have been working through the cycle for a long time. So it's not like they're new projects. These things have been there, and like there's been some sort of delay for whatever reason, and they're all kind of coming at the same time right now. And so we cannot wait to release these. I think I teased one of them last time as the EduProtocols book for primary teachers. So EduProtocols is one of our most successful series of books. If you haven't seen EduProtocols 1 and 2. And there's also a social studies edition of EduProtocols. There's a math edition of EduProtocols, and there's a deploying EduProtocols edition. So that's I think 5 EduProtocol books now. And we have the primary edition coming out very soon, geared towards those K1, 2, 3, 4, kind of 5 teachers right through there. And it's going to be spectacular. We have an ELA edition that's in editing right now, that's going into editing. And so that'll probably be 2024, but the primary one is going to be this fall. It's been a long time since we've put out an Alice Keeler book. And this fall, that changes. We have our next Alice Keeler project too. And we can't wait to share that. So if those of you who are into the ed technology, and in this case, ed technology specific to student engagement, we got a great project coming for you. She's co-authoring it, and it's going to be fantastic. We have a special children's book coming. We don't do very many of them. In fact, not many at all, right? But we have one that's in the pipeline right now that's just getting all the final touches on the artwork and all that. It's got a really powerful message. I know I know I'm not being very specific on this, but the message, Tara, I think that we both know people in our families who the message is going to resonate with. And the idea kind of is like, hey, traditional school isn't for everybody. And that doesn't mean that you're not a brilliant person. And this is a message that's going to really resonate with kids who feel maybe a little out of place at school, but yet they're brilliant.
So true. Yeah, I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on that. I think it's really going to validate our talented student body that often gets overlooked when we're looking at just data, scores, specifically scores when it comes to academic data.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that one.
The other thing I'll tease about that project that makes it kind of cool is it's written by one of our current DBC Inc. authors and illustrated by a family member of that author. And so that's kind of a cool thing where it's a entirely inside the family production. And so that's going to be something we're excited to release. And then all the way from Winnipeg, Canada, we have another book coming this fall too. And a lot of times you see her pop into the Facebook Lives. Nick from Winnipeg has a project that's coming out soon. And again, we can't tell you the title, can't tease it too much because she's going to be doing her cover release and all that kind of stuff coming up. But that's a project that we're super excited for too, for a very specific audience. And I think that book's going to do well too.
Oh, we have a lot coming. So keep your eyes open because these lives are going to be like, hey, look what else we got. Look what we got. All these great things. So
yeah. I was also thinking there's another book, Ronnie Habib. His book's coming as well. And we'll probably have like a cover reveal of all that very soon too. Yes. And so, it's going to be a very, very busy fall for all of us. Tara, I'm glad you're feeling healthy because we're gonna have a lot of book launches coming up, and probably
Right.
some of these Facebook Lives, as opposed to like just the typical Facebook Live, probably some of them will be transformed into book birthdays and book launches to introduce these projects to you.
For sure. We also have a webinar coming up next week on the same day. So you won't have a live next week. You can come and sign up for the webinar. We'll find that on our social media platforms starting on Sunday, but you also find it in the Sunday 7. So if you're not signed up for the Sunday 7, I'll put that over here in the comments section. You want to sign up for that anyway. We also have a cool PDF like helper that is coming out on Sunday too for anybody who signs up this weekend. You will get the freebie that is it's pretty cool. I won't tease it out, but you'll get to see it when we start advertising it this weekend. But definitely sign up for the Sunday 7 because that's where you'll see the link to sign up for the webinar. And the webinar will be with Tisha Richmond. She's going to be sharing for CTE teachers. So if you're a CTE teacher, or if you're an administrator, or if you're a decision maker, or you know some CTE teachers, send them our way. It's free. It's only 30 minutes. And you'll get a freebie too. There'll be something free that Tish will be giving out to all the participants. And you just have to sign up. You don't even, if you can't join live, you can have 48 hours to watch the video later. But it's always, the webinars are really fun.
And if you're not acronym proficient, that's career and technical education.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So for that. And and by the way, if you don't know what the Sunday 7 is, it's where either me, maybe Tara, or one of our authors pulls together every week. We put out a Sunday 7, pulls together 7 things that are kind of like perking our interest, sparking a little interest right now. It could be something cool that we found, some product that we found that we love. It could be a quote, could be like, hey, have you followed this person? They're a great follow on social media. I love their content. So it could be, hey, here's a great place to get great outfits at a low price. To have you tried this wine? It's like, you can't believe how inexpensive it is, but it tastes incredible. So depending on who the author is, who it might be, you won't get any wine recommendations from me, by the way. But it's just 7 things that one of our authors or Tara or me are kind of thinking about that week. And so it's kind of a fun thing to sign up for. And we also, if you sign up for the email list, we'll be putting out, sign up today because we have a new guest post from Lainey Rao that's dropping tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be emailed tomorrow into your inbox. Lainey Rao is the author of Evolving with Gratitude and the co-creator of the Bold Gratitude Journal. And so she has a part 2 of her blog post series for us dropping into your inbox tomorrow, Friday. So if you're not signed up for the email list, get over there, sign up for the email list, get that in your box, and then you'll be ready for the Sunday 7 on Sunday as well.
Perfect. If you guys are wondering why I'm so distracted, there's a little lab puppy in our house at the same time. So Honey is going wild. She has a friend. She doesn't really hang out with puppies very much. She's an only child. So I just keep watching to make sure they're not hurting each other. They're just having a big time though.
There you go.
But
well, I mean, and I think that kind of like wraps us up anyway, Tara. So it might be time for you to go ahead and like
deal with them.
The puppies. Hey, we want to thank everybody so much for joining us tonight. Thank you for listening in. I know it's like a busy time of the year, school, like it's that teacher tired part of September where it just all kind of starts to like crush down on you. And it's a long time before you get a break. Sometimes that first stretch of the school year can just be so exhausting. And so the fact that you took a little time on a Thursday night to pop in here or to watch the replay, we really appreciate it. And we will see you next week for the webinar. So again, there won't be a Facebook Live next week, but there will be that webinar. So if you are a CTE teacher or know a CTE teacher, get them in there. And that'll be what we do for next week.
Yeah. You should join us anyway, even if you're not. I think it'll be fun. I think people will be able to take. Tish is so amazing. Like whatever she teaches, you can usually take it and apply it to any curriculum. So that's cool. Anyways, have a great evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Bye, everybody.